You're ready to learn how to half cab, and we're stoked to help. We've broken this skill down into 3 steps that are simple to understand. Welcome back to Joy of Bike. I'm Mike.
I'm Chase, and man, the half cab is just one of those tricks that looks so cool, but it can be tricky to figure out. In fact, I'm still trying to figure it out myself. Luckily, you've kind of been the master of a half cab for what, over 15 years now?
Yeah, it's been a favorite of mine for a really long time, and I'm confident with the steps we're gonna cover in this video and a fair bit of practice, you'll begin to master it as well. Before we dive in, we'd really appreciate if you cruise down and hit that like button. And if by the end of this video you feel like you learned how to half cab, well, we'd appreciate if you subscribe to the channel because it helps other people just like you find this video and also learn how to half cab. And they're gonna be doing it right alongside of you, which we think is really, really cool. We love seeing your guys' status updates down in the comment, and it's also a great place to support one another.
There are 3 skills that are helpful to know before learning the half cab, and that's how to bunny hop, how to 180, and how to fakie. These skills are the building blocks for the half cab, and knowing how to do them confidently will fast track your learning process when it comes to this skill. We've covered each of these fundamentals already right here on the channel, so click the link in the video description if you need to get up to speed.
So in this video, we're gonna talk about how to combine those building blocks to half cab. To do so, we're gonna break this video into 3 parts, starting with the carve, then moving on to the pop and spin, finishing out with a session.
First, let's talk about your spin. Once you're comfortable with the 180, we're gonna wanna start rotating a true 180 or even over rotating that spin just a little bit. This helps initiate a natural carve, which is key to setting up the half cab. Once you land your 180, offset your weight to the opposite side of the direction you want to spin. This helps you lean into the carve, and it'll also make the movement feel more fluid when you're ready to hop. Now here's the key. Aim to carve for about 90 degrees. This is the point where usually we'll apply pedal pressure to exit the fakie, but instead we'll be loading for a bunny hop. Take a full crank backwards while you're faking so your feet end up as close to parallel to the ground as possible. This is the proper position to be in for a bunny hop, and it's also where you're gonna have the most power. By getting this timing right, you'll be set for the pop and spin, which is the beginning of the half cab.
Now that you've got the fakie and the carve down, let's move on to the second bunny hop, which is what's gonna help us finish the half cab cleanly. Let's break it down. As we absorb the impact with our arms and legs from our initial bunny hop, it is essentially loading us into position for our next bunny hop. This happens naturally and is key to executing the half cab. As we come around in our carve, we're going to put energy back down into the ground in our bike with the same movement as we did with the first bunny hop, just a little less exaggerated. As you reach the 90-degree mark in your carve, start looking over your shoulder as you pop. This will help you guide your bike as you initiate that spin. Remember, it's all about using your head and shoulders to control your spin. Where you look is where you'll go. As you begin to spin, set your sights on your landing. Spotting your landing is very helpful in maintaining control and exiting the half cab smoothly. To land as smoothly as possible, aim to land with both tires on the ground at the same time. As you're learning, you'll most likely land with the back tire a little first, and that's completely okay. Want to take your half cabs to the next level? To go higher, simply load more energy into your bunny hop. The more you compress into your arms and legs, the more explosive energy you'll be able to generate. Push that energy into your bike and you'll be able to half cab into or over obstacles. To put it simply, more power means more height. That paired with timing is going to take your half cab game to a whole nother level. Having trouble finishing your half cab rotation? Well, if you find yourself not getting enough of a 180 to ride out of the half cab straight, well, 9 times out of 10, you're not carving enough. Alternatively, if you find yourself over-rotating the 180 coming out of the half cab, you're probably carving too much. As you work towards dialing in the half cab, really focus on how much you're carving on the initial spin. As you become more confident with half cabs, you can start working them into longer fakies so you can build different styles of lines. However, this is a little bit more difficult because you're not using your initial momentum from that 180. Instead, you'll need to create a smooth, subtle carve to kickstart that cab. To do this, all you need to do is shift your weight to the opposite side you're intending to spin. As you begin to carve and reach that 90-degree mark, load up and pop. And remember, when it comes to the pop point, you want to have your feet as parallel to the ground as possible for the most amount of power in that bunny hop. You can also build upon the half cab by integrating tricks or continuing the spin, which results in either a full cab or a 5 cab. If you'd like to see a tutorial on how to add more rotation into your cabs, let us know down in the comments. Videos just like this one would not be possible without Traction Coffee. When we're not actively planning or filming, we're operating that business and having an absolute blast. All of our coffee is roasted by riders for riders, and for a limited time you can save 30% on your first coffee order by visiting the link down in the description below or by hitting the QR code here on your screen. And when you support Traction, not only do you get to enjoy world-class coffee, but it also directly allows us to continue providing you with the best content possible. Shout down below in the comments if you need a coffee recommendation, and if coffee isn't necessarily your jam, no stress. We have a ton of dope new shirts available on the site right now.
Once you start getting comfortable with the carve, pop, and spin, the true key to unlocking the half cab is practice. No amount of listening to other people talk about it is going to help you as much as dedicated sessions on your bike. Start by identifying a mark in the ground, like a crack or a parking line, and half cab over it. This helps you identify a few things. First, how far away from that line should you be when popping the initial 180? You want to land far enough away so you can get your pedals back to level before popping the cab, but not so far that you lose the momentum developed in the initial spin. Second, the correct timing of the half cab. When you're traveling backwards, it can be hard to identify the correct timing for this pop. This spatial awareness comes with practice. And third, what is the correct speed and pop to clear a certain obstacle? You can make distance and height goals for yourself to get comfortable with traveling at different speeds or popping different heights before taking it to an obstacle. The next step is to take these sessions to something like a curb. It's still low consequence, but it gives you immediate feedback on your timing. It also gives you some sort of an obstacle to get up or down, which means you need to go the right speed and pop to clear it. And like we said at the beginning of the video, while Mike is a master at the half cab, I'm still trying to figure it out myself. So I think I need to do as I say and get a little bit of practice in myself. And you know what that means? It's time for the joyride. Yeah. Wow, I'm really pleased with that. I didn't think that I could do that. I had that idea in my mind coming into today, and oh man, that took a while. That's sweet. Thanks for your help, dude. Appreciate you. Now that you're on the way to learning the half cab, it's time to get out and have your own joyride. Drop a comment below and let us know the name of your local park and if there's any other BMX related skills that you'd like us to cover in a similar fashion.
If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to cruise down and hit that like button. If it helped you learn how to half cab, we'd really appreciate if you shared it with a friend who may be interested in learning this skill as well. If you want to see more content like this, be sure to subscribe to the channel and don't forget to ring that notification bell. As always, thank you guys so much for riding with us. It was an absolute blast. You rule, and we'll catch you on the next one. Now get out there for your own joyride. Later.
Ooh. And before we get out of here, we have a ton of other really fun videos already on the channel. If you want to keep learning with us, click here and learn how to 180 disaster. And if you're done learning for the day but just want to hang out, click right here and join us for a fun day customizing my bike. Till next time, thank you guys for being here. We'll see you on the next Joyride.